Talking about resolutions since 2014 struck, and from dieting, working out, even staying more organized, there are so many different resolutions to choose from. Today, we're talking about redecorating your home or office for 2014. Joining me is Linnore Gonzales, host of Denver's Good Living by Design and owner of her own interior design company, Decor and You. Sorry about that. Linnore, good to see you again.
Good to see you.
So, of course, starting off in the new year, this is something that during the break we were talking about. Something big for me. I want to start off organizing, redecorating the house. So what are some of the options that we can do, and what does changing a room do for us to start off our new year?
Whether you're a newbie designer or a seasoned pro, it's important to know what to do to bring new life to your space. And the new year, I think, is the best time to do that. Like you said, you always have storage problems. So I think this is the best time to address that.
Right.
So I do have 5 tips that I'd like to share for people to create a welcoming, fresh space in 2014, and they're very simple.
Okay.
I'd like to start with defining the function of the room.
Okay.
Because you really can't decorate the room if you don't know the function. So are you entertaining in the space? Will you be reading there? Will you be playing with your kids? Will you be storing things in that room? So after you define the function, I like to say create a color scheme.
Okay.
Because you can't really go shopping for accents or accessories if you don't know what color to buy.
So now, when you're talking about that, you're talking about what we're going to do in terms of painting the room?
Painting the room or accessorizing.
Accessorizing, okay.
So you can't buy a red accessory if your color scheme is blue and green.
Right, okay.
So you actually have to know your color scheme.
Okay.
And the next thing I'd like to say is define the focal point of the room. Again, if you don't know the focal point, it's hard for you to arrange furniture. And
now that comes into also knowing what the purpose of the room is, right?
Correct.
So this is what we're going into the room to do. So it really kind of trickles down.
Right.
To that.
And the focal point literally is just where the points of all, the lines of all the room meet and where your eyes are drawn to.
Okay.
So it could be a fireplace, it could be a large piece of furniture, a large window that has a nice view.
Okay.
And then I also say, don't forget the window treatments. It's a great way to add color to the walls, and it's a great way to add height to the room as well.
Right. Right, okay.
And the last tip I want to share is accessories and texture. Accessories is the jewelry of the room. It's the one that makes the room complete. It creates the wow, the pop. And texture just adds more warmth, more depth, and more drama.
And the accessories too, we can always, because I've heard it said before that the accessories are really where we can kind of go a little crazy, that we can go with that really bold color because it's not going to overpower anything, but it will bring interest into the room. Is that right?
Like if you don't want to, like if you love red, and you don't want your whole room to be red, I mean, you could introduce a red accessory. So you can have a neutral sofa, but a pop of red on the pillow would add that interest that you're looking for.
Well, we've got some before and after pictures of some of your work. Let's take a look at these and talk about what we're looking at here.
Okay.
So what's going on there? I mean, it's gorgeous.
This is a bedroom. This belongs to a family that has a very busy lifestyle. When we were decorating this room, they wanted it to be a spa, like very serene. So we changed the color scheme, as you see, from a very dark blue to a very muted blue-green, and added a complementary color of orange. And the focal point of this room, as you can see, is the bed itself.
Yeah, very nice. And the hardwood floors are gorgeous too. Let's take a look at the next one, see what we got here.
Now this is another bedroom. As you can see on the before, it's really very blah. The bed doesn't really do anything. So the focal point of this room is the large window with great views. So we dressed it up with window treatments. As you can see, it added more length to the space. We introduced a nicer bed, and the couple here wanted to have a sitting area where they can read the book or talk when they're not going to bed yet. So you'll see on the left-hand side of the photo, there's a sitting area.
Yeah, which is very cool. I really like that. And so we got here this third one.
This is a living room, and we only changed out the sofa here and added pops of color. So from the before, it's a drab brown. Here we use a very neutral sofa, and as you can see, like you said, with the accessories, you could add that teal that creates that impact in the room.
And it really does. I mean, just that very small thing, something as small as like a pillow, but like you said, if you've got a neutral canvas that you're working with, that pop of color really can do a lot. That's great. And so, in terms of talking about the focal point of the room, is that something more architecturally that we should look at? Because the first one, as we were talking about, the focal point being the bed, Does it kind of vary?
It kinds of vary. It depends on the room. I mean, sometimes you're lucky to have a very beautiful fireplace, so that could be the focal point. But sometimes your room doesn't have one.
Okay.
So you can create a focal point like we did in the bedroom, which is the big bed.
Great.
A huge piece of furniture
Yeah,
can be one too.
yeah, and there's so much that we can do on this, Linnore. So how can our viewers quickly learn more?
Well, they can go to my website, decorandyouhr.com, and we have a lot of tips there. We have great blogs, great before and after photos. So if that's something that they'd like to learn from, they could just visit the website.
Okay, fantastic. And of course, we will also have links to the blog on our website at casa.com under My Style blog. Linnore, such a great pleasure to see you again.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.